Okay, welcome students. Yesterday we started with the TCP protocol at the transport layer. Okay, see the slides. We have done with the TCP services like process to process communication, stream delivery services. Okay, these are some TCP port numbers or TCP services port numbers. These port numbers are used by the specific applications as a TCP server processes. Yeah. This is related to the stream delivery services. TCP transmits the data in terms of stream of bytes. So there is a logical connection between these two processes, which is showing here as an imaginary box. Okay. There is a connectivity problem. So we continue with the slide. Okay. This is the stream delivery of bytes, how the data is transmitted. Okay. So we have discussed about the stream delivery of services, the number system used by the TCP, which is related to sequence number and acknowledgement number. Clear? The sequence number is basically the sequence number is the first byte number of a specific segment. As we know that TCP's protocol data unit or a transport layer protocol data unit is segments, and segments are of variable size. Okay, and segment contains bytes. So this is the question. Here the question is, there is a file which transmit TCP data. The size of file is 5000 bytes and the first byte number is 10,001, for example. As we discussed earlier, that the byte numbers are allocated with the help of randomly generated number system. So the number system is starting from 0 to 65,535. In between, the randomly generated number use any free number system, so it assigns each and every bytes to a specific number. So here the question is, each and every segment contains 1000 byte, and there are 5 segments which are transmitted from one machine to another. So the size of segment is 1000. Starting from the 10,001 sequence number, the segment 1 contains Starting with the first segment number, the first segment is from 10,001 to 11,000. As we know that the size of the segment is 1000 bytes here. Clear? So the sequence number of the first segment is 10,001. In that particular segment, there is size related to 1000 byte. In segment 2, starting from the 11,001, which is in continuation to this byte number. See, see, this is the last byte of segment 1. In continuation to this, segment 2 starts with the sequence number 11,001 and 11,001 to 12,000. This is of 1000 byte segment. So in this way, the particular TCP sequence number is used to assign the sequence number to the specific segment according to the size of the segment. These 5 segments are transferred from one particular sender process to another particular sender process. Both are the TCP process. Clear? So this is the number system. Come to the next slide. So the value in the sequence number field of a segment defines the number of the first data byte contained in that segment, as we seen in this particular example. Okay, the value of the sequence number field is the first byte number in a particular segment. Clear? Okay. Now the value of the acknowledgement field in a segment defines the number of the next byte a party expects to receive. As we know that acknowledgement is is a kind of feedback that a particular segment or data is successfully received by the specific destination. Clear? So in specifically the transmission or the data transmission contains acknowledgement number is like we receive the previous segments or data successfully and expects the new specific segment or data. Okay, so if a party receives the segment with the sequence number X, so according to this particular concept, the specific destination send the acknowledgement with the acknowledgement number X plus 1. Okay, that is the next byte a party expects to receive. Okay, this is the acknowledgement number. It is also represented in 32-bit number in the segment format. Clear? Now we come to the specifically the segment architecture or the segment format of the TCP. Clear? A packet in TCP is called a segment, as we know that the transport layers protocol data unit segment, if it uses TCP as its protocol, if it uses UDP, it is known as datagram. Clear? This is the segment format of the TCP. See, first of all, TCP segment contains the header and then after the data, similar to the UDP and IP protocol. Clear? The size of the specific TCP segment or the header length is 20 to 60 byte varying, similar to the IP protocol. See the header length field here, which is represented in 4 bits. Similar to the IP protocol, this header length is depending upon the option field. This header length is depending upon the option field value. If the option field contains its minimum value, then the minimum value of TCP segment is 20 bytes. If the option field contains maximum value, then the maximum value of the TCP segment or the header is 60 byte. So the size of TCP header is 20 to 60 byte varying. Clear? But in case of UDP, the size of UDP format is fixed, which is 8 bytes. Clear? See the difference between the header format of TCP and UDP. Here, UDP is the connectionless protocol, but the TCP is connection-oriented protocol. So, some other fields are required for providing the connection-oriented services. Okay, as you know that TCP also provide the process-to-process communication. So, the first two specific fields are source port number and the destination port number. Clear? To identify the process uniquely, it uses the port number. As you know that there are different types of port numbers like well-known port number, registered port number, and dynamic category port number. So the source port number, which is the TCP client process, for example, it relates to the dynamic port number category, and the destination port number, if it is any type of server processes, if it relates to any type of server process, then it is under the well-known category port number. Okay. Now, the next field of this TCP format is sequence number. See, okay. Sequence number. What is the meaning of sequence number? The first byte number in a particular segment is known as sequence number of the segment. Here, as we discussed in the example, how we assign the sequence number to the segment, it is depending upon the size of the segment, and the first byte number is used as a sequence number for the segment. Clear? Like in the previous example, the segment 1, the sequence number of segment 1 is 10,001. Okay. This particular sequence number is represented in 32-bit format. Again, I am repeating, this is a logical stack. The data which are present in this particular field are in continuation from starting from this source port number to the option field, and after that data part is coming. Now, the acknowledgement number is, it is depending upon the sequence number as well as the size of the data transmitted in one segment and received by the receiver, the segment received by the receiver successfully according to that particular sequence number and the size of the byte or the segment, it assigns the acknowledgement number to the next segment. Clear? So if a particular segment sends X bytes or a destination receives a segment with X data bytes, then acknowledgement related to this particular segment is X plus 1. Clear? Both the sequence number and the acknowledgement number are randomly generated number. Okay. But acknowledgement number is depending upon the data received by the destination. Clear? In next slide, we will study about the example related to the acknowledgement number and the sequence number. Clear? Header length field is 20 to 60 byte varying. Clear? There is a 6-bit reserved field which is used uh, which is reserved for future use. Okay. See this particular field. Okay, window size. We will discuss this
Yeah.
after that. Window size define the size of the destination buffer. Okay, always the window size define the how the what is the capacity of the receiver process to receive the data. So the sender always follow the window size or the receiver's window size advertisement. That means the particular receiver sends the advertisement related to the window, and the sending process sends the segments or the data depending upon that window size. Okay, the window size is not exceeded which is advertised by the destination. Clear? So this window size is always known as a receiver's window size. Clear? Now the checksum field is similar to the UDP protocol, which we studied in UDP protocol. The process is same here. You can study the process which we discussed in previous class. Okay. The important part is the process. The checksum process done at the sender side and the checksum process done at the receiver side. Okay. It is very simple process to check the integrity of the data. Clear? Now come to these field like control flags. These are known as control flags. So to maintain the connection oriented services and reliable services, it uses these specific six flags which are known as urgent field, acknowledgement field, push field, reset field, synchronized field, and finish. These are particular six fields which are used for specific purposes. More than one field can be set for particular transmission. Like we start with the synchronization field. Okay, whenever any particular sending process wants to communicate with the another process, it first establish the connection. Clear? To establish the connection, it uses the synchronization field to maintain the synchronization between the sender and the receiver. Clear? So the synchronization field is used only at time when the particular sender sends the request for establishing the connection to the different process or another process. Clear? So this is the synchronization field. Whenever a process wants to communicate or start establishing the connection, it uses this sync field to manage the synchronization between the specific sender and receiver process. Clear? Now come to the next field, which is the acknowledgement field. Clear? Acknowledgement field is related to the uh, successfully received segment. Clear? So if that particular segment contains this acknowledgement number, at that time the acknowledgement field should be set. Okay. So if any receiving process sends the acknowledgement, that particular acknowledgement field is set by the destination process. So it identifies that a particular segment is received by the receiver successfully, and it start expecting the new segment. Okay. Now the next field is reset field. Okay. Reset field. Reset field means, okay, before studying the reset field, we will study about the finish. Okay, finish is the type of field which identifies the normal termination of the transmission. Okay, so whenever it establishes the connection between two processes using the sync transmission, using the sync field, and after that particular establishment of the connection, it uses the connection for the transmission of data. If it completes its transmission, it wants to terminate the connection. For the termination, it uses the finish flag. Okay, so if any process wants to finish the connection, it sets the finish flag in particular segment, so that another party uh, acknowledge that the particular uh, party wants to finish the transmission. Okay, this is the normal termination here. And in reset the flag, that means resetting the connection. For example, a process wants to communicate with another process, it sends the synchronization flag for establishing the connection. When it established the connection, but the sending process not start transmitting the data. Now after establishing the connection, it maybe it becomes idle. So the particular another process which is in waiting condition, so it sends the segment which is requesting for resetting the connection. Okay, in this way any process can reset the connection if it found any specific abnormal situation, like the process is idle for a long time, the specific protocol is not available for the transmission, any type of software failure. So it sends the reset segment to resetting the connection. Okay, now the next field is urgent field. Okay, the urgent field is related to that particular urgent pointer. Whenever the urgent pointer contains some data, that means the particular segment should specify the urgent flag should be set. Okay, so it means in a specific segment there are some urgent bytes which should be transmitted before the non-urgent data. Okay, if we classify the type of data in urgent and non-urgent, that means as we know that a segment contains bytes. Okay, if we define the size of the urgent pointer, that means it specify that in particular, for example, a segment contain 1000 byte. Okay, and in 1000 byte, the 500 bytes are the urgent data which should be sent, or which should be allocate the sequence number before this non-urgent data. So the urgent pointer defines the size of the urgent data. Clear? And with the help of sequence number, we can allocate the sequence number, or with the help of number system, we can allocate the number to the specific bytes to identify these particular sequence of bytes are urgent in a specific segment. Okay, so that particular segment contains the urgent data. If the segment contains the urgent data, it sets this. Who is this Prabhat Pandey? कौन है बेटा ये प्रभात पांडे? Okay, we will continue with the slide. Okay. So, with urgent pointer, we can define the urgent data in a specific segment, and the size of urgent data is defined in the urgent pointer field. Clear? How we identify? Okay. Prabhat, you should leave the meeting. So the next pointer is push pointer. I hope you all are clear with the urgent pointer and urgent flag. Okay, the urgent pointer is basically mm, deals with the urgent data. Uh, with urgent pointer, it should notify by the TCP segment that the urgent pointer or urgent flag should be set in the segment. Clear? These are the notification about the different types of services provided by the TCP protocol. Now the next particular flag or the field is push flag. Okay. It may be possible that the particular application is not sending data frequently from the application layer to the transport layer. Whenever a specific type of application uses the TCP services at the transport layer, so it starts sending its data to the transport layer. Or we can say that encapsulating the data from application layer to the transport layer. Okay, so it may be possible the size of the data should be small, but it should be uh, specifically define the minimum size of the byte or the segment, which is 46 byte in case of network transmission. Okay, so uh, it collects the data from the upper layer, it make the segments of a minimum size, okay, and start sending the segment. It should not wait for the large size of segments to make the large size of segment. So it start receiving the data from the application layer. Okay. So the push pointer or the push flag is the pushing, it means pushing the data from the application layer to transport layer, make the minimum size of segment and start transmitting the segment from the sending process. So it should not wait for the complete data to be received by the transport layer for transmitting. Clear? So this is about the fields of the TCP protocol. I am repeating, there are 6 control flags: synchronization, finish, reset, push, acknowledgement, and urgent. Urgent field should be used with the urgent pointer. Okay. The window size, define the receiver's window size, always the receiver's window size. That means sender should obey the advertisement of the window size sent by the destination. Okay. ये ऐसा है जैसे मेरे पास जितनी कैपेसिटी होगी उतना ही मैं डेटा रिसीव कर पाऊंगी. दैट मीन्स डेस्टिनेशन के पास जितना कैपेसिटी होगा डेटा रिसीव करने का उतना ही वो रिसीव कर पाएगी. दैट पर्टिकुलर विंडो साइज इज रिलेटेड टू रिसीवर्स विंडो साइज. क्लियर? Okay, this is the header format of the TCP. Clear? Now the option field has various options which are related to network debugging and testing. Now come to the next slide. This is the description of the specific segment format of TCP. You can read it. I can. I am already explaining this. Okay. These are the 6 control field. More than one field can be set in a particular segment. For example, uh, it whenever it receives the data successfully, it sends the acknowledgement flag. Okay, and at the same time, if it wants to finish its connection, or terminate the connection, it sets the finish flag also. Clear? Uh, uh, One point is here is this particular TCP process uses the piggybacking concept. Okay, the piggybacking concept is send the data. Okay, piggybacking concept means data part also contains the acknowledgement. If a particular sender sends the segment to the specific destination process, the destination receives the segment and it sends its data by hooking up the acknowledgement of previously received segment. This concept is known as piggybacking. Okay, so the piggybacking concept is used by the TCP protocol because it provides full duplex communication. Okay, as it is a connection oriented service and providing the full duplex communication. So both the process sends and receive data from both the sides. Clear? So, not sending the acknowledgement differently, it hook up that particular acknowledgement to the data segment. Clear? So, this is the description of the segment. बेटा अगर आप लोगों को कोई डाउट है तो आप पर्सनली मैसेज कर सकते हो और गूगल क्लासरूम पे आप कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हो. ओके, इस क्लास में या जो ऑनलाइन क्लास में मैं चैटिंग अलाउ नहीं करूंगी कभी भी, और कोई भी ऐसा स्टूडेंट जो इस क्लास का नहीं है वो ये क्लास को ज्वाइन नहीं करेगा. क्लियर? अंबिकेश समझ में आ रहा है बेटा? अंबिकेश, अंबिकेश समझ में आ रहा है आपको? नॉट लिसनिंग दी ऑडियो. ओके. अजिंक्य,
मैम
अजिंक्य
आ रहा है.
आ रहा है बेटा? ओके. अनिरुद्ध चौरसिया अवेलेबल है? अनिरुद्ध?
यस मैम आ रहा है.
ओके, चलो नेक्स्ट स्लाइड देखते हैं. This is the description related to the control fields. क्लियर? ये एक्सप्लेन कर चुकी हूँ मैं आपको. Finish is related to the normal termination of the connection, and resetting the connection, that means the connection must be reset due to any abnormal condition. Okay, the abnormal condition should be anything. It can be anything like the another party is not available for long time or idle for the long time after establishing the connection, or the specific software process is not available, not active currently. Clear? The acknowledgement field define the value of the acknowledgement field. If it is valid, that particular acknowledgement flag should be set. It means whenever this acknowledgement number field contains some data, okay, that time the acknowledgement field should be set. Clear? Okay. This is the checksum calculation by the TCP. As we studied in the UDP portion, that for calculation of checksum, that particular process attaches the pseudo header above the specific base header of either UDP or TCP. In case of TCP, it attaches the pseudo header like IP address of the destination and source. Clear? 8-bit protocol field. See, the 8-bit protocol field here contains the value 6. Clear? 6 means it uses the this particular 6 value 6 means the IP protocol uses the value 6 in its protocol field. It means it the particular above layer protocol is the TCP. Okay, so the TCP data is encapsulated into the IP with the help of this protocol field. Identification is the protocol flow. Okay, how the particular IP protocol identify uh, which type of destination process is available at the destination side, either it is TCP or UDP. Here in case of TCP it is 6. Okay, so this is all about pseudo header. The process of checksum calculation is, first the header, above the header it attaches the pseudo header. The content of the pseudo header are given here. Here, after attaching the pseudo header, I am repeating the checksum process. Each and every value is assigning by the TCP protocol in its header format, either it is header or pseudo header, arranged in the binary fashion. After converting into binary value, that particular each and every value should be stacked in a arranged in a stack of 16 bits. After arranging the stack in 16-bit size, calculate the binary addition or perform the binary addition. After getting the final sum, that particular final sum is converted into ones complement. Clear? That ones complement is known as checksum value. This particular checksum is put in a specific segment and sent by the sender. Again, that particular process is performed at the destination side to check the integrity or to verify the integrity of the data. Clear? Now, I am concluding here. Okay, we will continue